Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first annual Women's World Snooker U.S. Open directly from Seattle, Washington at Ox Billiards. David Burney is in the booth for you. We've got a great match coming up between Mary Talbot and Stephanie Drakulic to kick things off, and we're just going to step aside for a quick word from our sponsor, and the action will come up right away.
Hello, I'm Andrew Wilson, Chief Digital Officer here at Microsoft. I'd like to congratulate you all on the first US Women's Snooker Tournament here in the United States. Have fun, and I wish you all the very best of luck with your games.
Thank you very much, Andrew. And Dave Daly, our roving referee, has let the two combatants, Mary Talbot coming all the way from England and Stephanie Drakulic coming up the road from Portland, Oregon, are ready to do battle in this round-robin match. We're glad that you're all tuning in. Feel free to share the stream wherever you're watching, whether it be on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch.tv. It's David Burney in the booth, and we're happy that you've tuned in for some great female snooker action here directly from Seattle, Washington, USA. You are watching history in the making, as this is probably the first ever snooker tournament on U.S. soil. So we have Stephanie in the blue shirt. She's at the table right now, and Mary will be wearing pretty much the all black, a little bit of purple on the backside of her vest. And here we are. So the format of this tournament is there's 3 groups of 5, and the top 2 from each will move on to the knockout phase, which will be going on Sunday. It's a fantastic opening pot there by Mary. These are nicely on the black. That one right out in the open. I think she'll be eyeing that up. Actually talking a bit with Mary, noticing that she was quite prevalent on the female tour for a while, and then actually just took a really 20-year almost break away from the game. And then when the pandemic hit, she kind of found herself back into the game and has just been thoroughly enjoyed it. So she's here, and we're happy to see her. I must admit, as we said, if you don't enjoy anything, there's no point in doing it. So you'll see all these women that are playing in this tournament thoroughly enjoy, and they're really appreciating all the great facilities here. Mike and his team at Ox Billiards has done a wonderful job. Kind of wanted to go in the bunch a bit more there, but a nice 16 to start off. She was expecting that to run a little bit more. We did have some matches earlier today, so as the tables get used, they slow down just a little bit. But still, these tables are in pristine condition. They are star tables, recently fitted by Simon Barker, and they play excellent, very true, and all the players are enjoying it. Stephanie comes from a pool background. Actually, quite interesting story that some players, female players, passed on this because there was already a pool tournament down in Portland that actually Stephanie is running, but Stephanie signed up for this tournament first, and she's a woman of her word. So she came up here while one of her helpers down in Portland is running that pool tournament. We've had 15 players in this tournament. There only can be one winner, and we'll see who puts their name in the history books. But I think we're all winners around here because it's great to see actually a fully ranking event on U.S. soil. Colored was desirable. After that, not really so. And just kind of left a little bit of an opening for Stephanie. Let's see what she can do with this. Very nice shot there. Those are nicely on the black, and the way that these reds are kind of spaced out, this could be quite profitable here for Stephanie. Commentator curse strikes again, just as I was seeing visions of high runs there for Stephanie. She might have maybe been thinking a little bit ahead of the game. Snooker is a game where you want to think ahead, a few shots ahead, but when you get down to it, you got to make sure you put that first ball in. Kind of a Nietzsche thing. You got to walk before you run. You can't run into running. She might have an angle from this green to come back down to the top end of the table. Possibly stun it down, or if there's the angle come off the side cushion. All right. She's got her red into the red middle pockets. And just with the angle, she could have the pink back into the other opposite middle pocket. Playing down for the black. Very nice. It's so interesting when you see these players, and Mary's been around the game for a while, but as I said, took that 20-minute break. But when you learn young, those habits come back quite quickly when you come back to the game after a hiatus. It's really tough for some of us that came to the game a bit late. We're always struggling to find that form. I think our friends from England are a bit the stronger players, obviously, because there's such a rich history of the game of snooker in Britain. But it's great to see that we have some Americans coming out. I think Mike has created a great atmosphere at Ox for people who have a passion for snooker, that they're able to play on fantastic tables. We also have Diana Schuler, who comes from Germany, who is also a tournament director, so kudos to her for a double-dipping player and tournament director. And Catherine Robertson comes all the way from Canada, so we've got a good amount of countries representing in this first ever Women's U.S. Open. So a pretty big lead of 30 points for Mary, but still plenty of reds on the table. It's all sometimes about momentum in this game, as it can turn quite quickly. kind of looks like Stephanie might be playing a little bit with a pool cue. It looks like her tip's just that little bit bigger. Obviously, this will be a great learning experience for all our American players. As, for a long time, snooker was rather a mysterious thing. Most people would think it was a dirty party trick or something like that. And for any of you that were tuning into the Seattle Open back in March, we do have the youngster Marissa Dew is in the tournament, 13 years old. And we also have Kathleen Stanley, who is our oldest competitor at 70 years old. So it's great to see we have a wide range of ages, and Marissa's a real champ, that's for sure. She takes her defeats. I was watching her earlier today. She was up against a great challenger and really got handed a big defeat. But she takes it on the chin. She knows she's got to earn her licks, but she keeps at it. It's a bit unfortunate. I like the shot there. It was very positive. She could have maybe tried to just roll that pink in and be on that red by the side, but she took the pink on aggressively, gave it some pace, and she would have ended up nicely on this red, but unfortunately the pink didn't drop, and the red is sitting there as an easy starter for Stephanie, so we'll see what she can pull off. Scenes to pull all this off. So, if you're ever interested in helping out, if you're passionate about this game and you want to see it become a success, we're always looking for people behind the scenes to help out, whether it be refereeing, scorekeeping, or just keeping an eye on the stream. Queuing over a ball is always a little bit difficult. Just wonder if Mary's going to draw back into bulk here, send this red into the top end of the table. Interesting kind of take on the shot to nothing there. Usually you're going to take a shot at nothing, you're clipping off a red near the middle of the table and coming off two cushions back into bulk. But a nice idea by Mary. If the pot had gone in, great. She could have had that brown to bring her back down the table. But if she missed, as she does, she's leaving a very long shot here for Stephanie. Those cannons are going to hurt her a little bit unless this red drops. Ooh. For all you newcomers to the game, flukes do happen in this game. Obviously, a lot of players are not counting on them. You will see more of the seasoned player. They might just raise their hand to acknowledge that a fluke went in. There's actually one player many years ago. If anyone on the stream can tune in and let me know, this gentleman actually would laugh at his opponent right to their face after he made a fluke. So not really that sportsmanship, but everyone has their ways. I think she's come far enough for that red into the green pocket. The one slight advantage, maybe that these American players have is this is in their own backyard. Our players from England and Germany had to travel over the Atlantic Ocean and pretty much the entire continent of North America, east to west that is. So we'll see if fatigue sets in. That's a great shot there. She made that look easy. That's pretty tough. That's a delicate little tap of the shot, and she left Stephanie in a world of trouble. Now in this tournament, there is the foul miss can be called. We do have Dave Daly as our roving referee to take a look, and players are encouraged to call him over to take a look just to see if it's a worthwhile attempt, because he can just call it a foul, but if they've missed it, they can be penalized. And not playing unlimited, it's just going to be 3 attempts and 2 putbacks, but that's a very nice shot there to get out of that crafty snooker that Mary had laid. So one problem, that red closest to the white, just if that's okay. I'm not going for that one. A better shot there, yeah, going into the top left corner pocket. Yes, and this is just going back to finishing that point on the foul and miss. In this tournament, we have 3 attempts and 2 putbacks. So I think these players should be rewarded if they do lay impressive snooker, as the game is called snooker, but it's not... players aren't going to get down in the dumps if, points could be quickly racked up if you do put your opponent in a tough snooker. So. And as well, I believe if you're trailing and you need 3 or more snookers to win when only the color balls are on, it's a concession. And then if you need 2 or more snookers and there's reds on the table, then it's a concession as well. So as some players are new to the game, sometimes some of them will just continue playing and not know that the etiquette of the game is sometimes when you're just out of the frame and there's no winning line in sight, a concession is the proper thing to do. And that's what we're kind of here to do at this event, is put on a good event, but also give some great education to our fans and players and some people that just maybe aren't too familiar with the game of snooker. So if you have questions, you can write them out to us, I think, on the Facebook stream. We can answer any of them, and possibly on YouTube. Also, let us know where you're tuning in from. Be great to hear from you. And this frame definitely is going the way of Mary. Yes, we've got a couple Marys in the tournament, so this is English Mary. We have Mary Avina, who's a very accomplished pool player, also in the tournament, coming to us from Fort Worth, Texas. as we don't have referees for every table, we are charging the players to do their own scorekeeping. And some of them are a little unfamiliar with the electronic scorekeeping that we have in this room. It's like anything, if you don't know how to use it at the beginning, it's a bit foreign, but once you get the hang of it, we're very fortunate enough we do have Mike Dominguez in the booth, keeping score for the stream for everybody. So 71-2 advantage. This is definitely a concession, just Dave Daly, our referee, just making sure and giving the nod to Stephanie. So frame 2 will be coming up, and we'll just step aside for a quick commercial break. US Open, Seattle, Washington. So Stephanie Drakulic breaking off. Another difference is Stephanie has that lovely, long, flowing brown curly hair, and Mary has a short but serious haircut, as you can see, as she attempts to make a safety shot, probably coming back to bulk. I'm pretty sure our American players have definitely studied the game a little bit. You want to take a look at a few matches that you probably could find on YouTube. So probably realize that it is a bit more of a safety game. The old adage is obviously snooker is a game. It's not always what you make, it's what you leave. You definitely want to leave your opponent scratching their head and full with headaches. As they say, it's a thinking person's game, but you don't really want to think too much. So it's just a little awkward bridging here from Mary, just navigating through those balls, but with a red just over the green pocket. The pawn should be all right. The result. Don't think that pink goes by those reds. And she probably can take this blue into the middle and come back around, but I think she's going to take it into the yellow pocket. Very nicely done. So we'll be having another match after this one, 5 o'clock on Pacific Daylight Time out here on the West Coast. We really appreciate all of maybe our English friends staying up late on a Friday night to watch this great female snooker action from Ox Billiards. David Burney is in the booth, navigating the action for you. Great long pot there by Stephanie. It's a little bit of applause, and unfortunate. How many times is that the case? I think she learned that from me. I usually sometimes make a decent shot and find the bottom of the pocket with my cue ball. So for all our newcomers, when that does happen, when the white goes in a pocket, your opponent is able to take the cue ball and put it in the D. You might be able to take a little look at it. It's just right there at the bulk end of the table. And you can shoot any direction, which is a little bit different than the American pool, or sometimes you just got to shoot one direction. Whereas after a foul and you're in the D, you can shoot any which direction. Such a tough game. You just got to be pinpoint accurate. And as well, on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we will be live streaming at 11 a.m. So hopefully you can tune in. Remember to subscribe and like all where you find the stream so you can get updated when we go live to air. Just checking to see if that bottom red, the 2 by her arm, goes into the pocket. Now she's got an option. She's got that red that's open below the bunch. She also has that red below the group of 2. As the great Ronnie O'Sullivan always says, it's good to give yourself options when you're on the red. That was a nice little cannon into that red there. Keep her on the black. You'll notice with a lot of these players, that's where they like to hang around. They like to hang around that black ball because it's worth 7 big points, and you really can build a profitable lead by putting that in with your reds. Mary's just got a lovely stroke, and all the British players, it seems like there's something, they're born with it, I guess. You know, British players are born with a cue in their hand. American players are born with a baseball mitt in their glove in their hand, and Canadian players have a hockey stick. So.
Yeah, when English Mary walked into the club and started practicing on the table, you can just tell right away. You knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. She has a great stroke.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's not me throwing my voice. You know, I'm David Burney, and that's Mike Dominguez, the owner of Ox Billiards, the man that's really doing quite impressive work for bringing the great game of snooker to the Pacific Northwest here in Seattle, Washington.
Thanks, Dave. But we have quite the following and support here at Ox Billiards. We have a great team, starting with Christian and Dave Daly. And then, of course, we have Jamie and Fook. We have a strong team. We got Travis and Damien behind the bar. And we keep growing.
Excellent to hear. Yep. If you're in the Seattle area, come on down this weekend. As Mike said, there's cold refreshments in the fridge, great snooker action.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of calls asking if you're welcome to come watch this live, and yes, absolutely, come on down. There's no charge. There's no drink minimum.
And just hanging out with a bunch of these women, they're a riot. Just a great bunch of women here at this tournament. Really passionate about the game and always like a good story and can enjoy a good laugh.
Yeah, absolutely. They're quick-witted and want to win, but at the same time, they're very, very chill. You can tell that they are here to win that trophy, win the first ever World Women's Snooker Tournament.
Sure, as I think some of the English players is Rebecca Kenna, Emma Parker, Diana Shula, and Mary Talbot. They play a lot of the actual events because still a lot of them are based out in Britain, and so they could get some potential high ranking points because unfortunately the top ladies, Rianne Evans, and Ong Yi and Mink, didn't make the trip. But hopefully maybe we can get them next time. So I think you've done a great job, Mike, of kicking open the door.
Yeah, there was a bit of a timing issue, really, for some of the players in Asia. It takes quite a bit to get a visa, and we will announce much more lead time in the next time we have this next year. Already talking about dates.
Great to hear. Great to hear. Yeah, it's that border can be tough sometimes. I hear sometimes some people are waiting in there for quite a long time just for 5 little questions to be asked. So. Yeah, I think this is a classic case of experience and the rookie, but Stephanie's a fierce competitor, does love her American pool, and I think she's really enjoying, obviously not being in this match and the predicament that she's in, but what they say in this game is, you got to learn to lose to win.
Yeah, Stephanie is definitely a great cueist. She competes very well in the Northwest Women's Pool Association.
But it is only one match. It's a round robin, so all these women will be playing 4 matches in their groups. And the top 2 from each group will be moving on to the knockout round. And the top third place of the groups will move on for an 8-player knockout round on Sunday. And I believe the 7 players that don't make it into the knockout round, there's a little challenge cup kind of trophy, a little side event there. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, in pool they call that a second chance tournament. Don't make it into the money, you get a second chance.
Well, if I was playing, I'd probably need about 40 chances.
No doubt.
Thanks for agreeing.
As a commentator, we're not supposed to be biased. And I think as humans, we have our biases. Mary is such a strong player, but I'd really love to see Stephanie do well, and the Seattle players, Pacific Northwest players do well, and even Mary from Texas, my home state, to do well. And I think that they feel the same way. Kind of reminds me when the NFL goes over to Europe, or when soccer came to America. America wasn't that, almost enough. America wasn't that great at soccer at first. And I guess you call it football, right?
True, but I guess, probably back in 94 when America did host the World Cup, that probably kicked open the door. So you kind of be probably kicking open the door a bit here. Showing the Americans and our friend from Canada coming down what this game is all about. And I think the nice thing as well with the British players coming over and being so ingrained in the sport that the new players, like the American players and Canadian players that don't know it too well, they can see how you act, how the etiquette of the game is as well, because that's not really, is that taught a lot? Some people just like, I'd like to get into the game of snooker and play, but there is, etiquette around, you don't want to be jumping around in your opponent's shots, a certain time for concessions. So,
yeah, very true. Very true in the etiquette part. But we Americans are quick learners. We can catch on. I have no doubt that we'll produce an American snooker player on the pro tour at some point. My only hope is that they're from Seattle.
Well, just recently, Ahmad Ali, a senior player, played on the World Seniors Championship over in Sheffield just after the World Championship concluded when Ronnie O'Sullivan won his 7th world title. Ahmad Ali, I think, was the first American to play in the Crucible.
Crazy. Yeah, that was a great opportunity, and it just shows you how the doors are being kicked open a little bit with snooker, becoming a worldwide sport, giving other countries an opportunity to join the fun.
Yeah, it doesn't happen overnight. They didn't get to the moon in one Apollo mission. It took 11 of them, so this is a great event just to kick it open. And also, I believe the U.S. Nationals are going to be here next weekend, so that's great news to hear.
Speaking of Ali, yeah, I'm sure he'll be here next weekend wanting to lift that trophy again.
True, and probably Renat Danka coming from Chicago. He's a fierce competitor.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember commentating once on a Richler Cup final that he was doing out in Burlington, Ontario, Canada, and he didn't miss for his first 20 shots. It seemed like he was a force to be reckoned with. But as we know, snooker sometimes can be a slow burn, and kind of burned out a little bit, and John Evereckian took the title from him. So you're never out until you're out.
Yeah, it's definitely a different type of brutality, snooker. When you lose that touch, lose the feeling when you've had it for a while, and you get knocked out, it takes a toll on your emotions.
And then just the opposite, you win a tournament and boom, you're beaming your confidence aside. That's what it takes. Sometimes just that little lack of confidence really can put you in a downward spiral. So I think if Stephanie even could just get one frame on Mary, I'm pretty sure she's aware of how talented Mary is. But a big win for Stephanie here would be just to get one frame on a board here of this best of 3 frames round robin match. I believe Mary has won her first match today, so she definitely would like to win another match and really put her in the driver's seat in her group. She's in a group with Emma Parker, a fellow English woman, Marissa Dew, who is our youngest competitor at 13, and Bridget McNulty. So, but winning your first 2 matches in a round robin definitely puts yourself in the driver's seat. But stranger things have happened on a snooker table, so we're glad all of you are tuning in and listening to the broadcast. David Burney is here in the booth with owner, operator, man of magic in Seattle, Washington, Mike Dominguez.
Yeah, part of our team here at Ox has been just the incredible outpouring of support with our sponsors. So we do want to give a shout out to Lippmann Lights, who is illuminating these tables. All the players are just fascinated with the design of Lippmann Lights. I know the pool world is very familiar with how great they are, but the snooker world is starting to learn about these. We have a 10 by 2 foot set of lights over these tables. They're directionally lit, so when you're standing next to the table, you don't have these huge blinding panels in your eyes, which is the traditional snooker light. It doesn't even look like they're on, to tell you the truth, until you walk up to the table. Try to don't do this, but try to look up, and then they're just blinding lights. But as you see with this stream, you just don't see many shadows. The table's well lit. So yeah, the players, when they see it in person, are pretty impressed. They were taking pictures of it and videos of the light from the side, and then turn the video up towards the light. And yeah, well done, Mike Lippman.
And are they LED based?
They are very efficient.
So very cool too.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool as in temperature.
Cool as in temperature for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know the actual temperature. They look like 55 Kelvin, but I'm not too sure.
Oh. But someone sounds like they went to film school or something.
Living in the dental world, lighting is very important. But I also like to thank Strumman. I'm sorry, speaking of dental, oh my goodness. Strachan, the cloth, is a big stream sponsor. They stepped up, and not only are they sponsoring this tournament, but they're sponsoring next weekend's tournament. And so they are helping support the stream and the commentator, the great David Burney. So,
here's $50. Thanks again.
So yeah, we're very thankful and grateful for them. And then, of course, Microsoft with a big sponsorship. And then with the well wishes from Andrew at the beginning of this match. Can't do it without the team Inox, and we can't do it without these amazing players that signed up and traveled so far. And we can't do it without the sponsors. So this is not about one person. It's just about a whole group of people wanting to see the sport grow.
Yeah, and everybody helping out each other. Everyone, have their certain skill set, and they bring that to the table, and it just puts together a great package. We'll also try and hook a lot of our viewers in to stay tuned till Sunday, because I had a peek at it, and we got to give a big shout out to CCU over at Empire Billiards.
Yes.
Because I don't know, did he create that trophy? Or
CC paid for the trophies.
Okay.
Had them made for us. So I'm not sure if you've seen Matt's photos on Facebook, but they're beautiful, beautiful trophies. And just as he did with the Seattle Snooker Open, he has a hardline connection to some great trophy makers. And so, yeah, we do appreciate his support.
I think this could be a frame winning, not whipping. It is going to be a whipping, but a frame winning opportunity here for Mary. These balls are really nicely set out. The only unfortunate part is this black is going to go back on its spot. So
on that note, Stephanie did win her first match. Is that correct?
I believe she did.
Yeah.
Yes, she was playing Bridget McNulty. So definitely won her. So that's always a good thing to take away. But I think all the Americans are definitely feeling, and Canadians, maybe our friend Diana from Germany, but she does play a lot in the tournaments in Britain. But a lot of the Americans and the one Canadian, this is their first ever ranking women's tournament, which is very impressive.
So although Stephanie looks like she may lose this match, she's got one under her belt. She's still in the hunt. The top two from this group will make it for sure. And then the two best third place overall will make it. So that's the good thing about these round robins here. Gonna keep fighting.
Sure, the one tough part though for Stephanie, she's got the young, very talented Emma Parker.
Yes.
So it's going to be a tough battle there. But hey, there it is, that third place, as you say. So you never know. Keep your head down, and it's quite possible. And everybody loses sometimes, so you never know when it's going to be your day. think that's sometimes what we call a good miss in the sport. Is she missed it, but the black ball just squiggled out just enough to block that path for that red into that same pocket that black was trying to go into. But the game is called snooker, so we'll see what Stephanie can do here.
That was a good effort. She wanted that cue ball behind the pink and bring the red ball up the table. Just didn't get far enough on the cue ball.
It's 60-10. So this looks like a frame and match here for Mary Talbot. And there's handshakes off the table. Mary has got 2 wins in her group. And Stephanie's 1-1. So we'll just step aside for a little bit of break. And we'll be coming back at... we might have a secondary table that we can go to. So stand by, stay on the stream, and we'll be right back.